Nathan finished the short trip from his quarters to the captain's mess, passing only a few members of his crew along the way as they made their way to their duty stations to start their shifts. The crew had settled into a familiar routine, which also helped to ease their frazzled nerves. A few "morning, sirs," and his brief journey was complete. "Good morning, Lieutenant Commander," Nathan said as he entered the captain's mess. "Good morning," the Cheng answered. Vladimir's tone was more formal than expected, which alerted Nathan of someone else in the room. He looked about the compact dining room and saw no one. The Cheng darted his eyes toward the galley, and as if on cue, one of the ship's cooks carried out a tray and placed it on the table. "Good morning, Mr. Collins," Nathan greeted the cook. Mr. Collins had been assigned as the captain's personal cook by the galley chief. The young Coronaran had left culinary school and volunteered for duty aboard the Aurora after the Amaro had attacked his world. While his culinary talents were evident, the galley chief did not feel that the young man had the right skill set for the volume of cooking required to feed an entire crew. Cooking for the captain and his senior staff seemed the perfect assignment for the eager young recruit. Over the past few weeks, the young man had memorized most of the senior staff's culinary likes and dislikes. He had even learned to cook a few of their favorite recipes from Earth, especially those of Lieutenant Commander Kamenetsky, who always seemed willing to spend an hour in the kitchen educating the young chef on the art of Russian cuisine. "Good morning, sir," Mr. Collins responded in accented English. Along with his studies of Earth cuisine, he was also working on his English skills. His English still carried the heavy brogue so common to the Coronaran version of English they called Angla. "It will just be the two of us this morning," Nathan said, noticing that the cook had set out the usual 4 place settings. "The ladies will not be joining you this morning." "I'm afraid they have other duties to attend to this morning," Nathan told him. "Yes, sir," Mr. Collins said, immediately removing the extra settings. "No ladies?" Vladimir said. His face drooped with disappointment. Nathan looked at him funny as the chef left the room and returned to the adjoining galley. "We're talking about Cameron and Jessica here, Vlad, not a couple of hot nurses." "Just because I am not trying to sleep with them does not mean I cannot enjoy their company," Vladimir argued. "After all, they are women, even if they are not susceptible to my obvious charms," he added, with the slightest hint of sarcasm. Nathan smiled as he took his first sip of morning coffee, or what the Aunt Cottons had provided as a substitute. It was bitter, more so than the coffee on Earth, and required a considerable amount of sweetener to make it palatable for the small Terran portion of the crew. "Where are they?" Vlad asked. Nathan winced slightly at the bitter flavor as he set his cup down and began to add more sweetener. "Cameron is down on Coronair. They're giving her a final deep scan to ensure that all the nanites have left her system." "I thought they were gone weeks ago," Vladimir said. "So did I. Apparently they just wanted to be sure before she left the Pentoris cluster for good." "What about Jessica? What's her excuse?" "The shuttles bringing the crew back from Coronair are arriving this morning," Nathan explained. "She wanted to oversee their check-in.